Hello, hello, hello! Oh, what an exciting day it is today! Are we all excited, people?
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Very much so.
Hooray! I'm glad. I'm glad you're excited, because you should be, because it is the Who Framed Alibi Miohn-Rouls finale! Wow! We got there in only 4 games! I'm very impressed and relieved, because that helps my schedule. Ha ha ha. Y'all are so smart! You're smart cookies. But the game's not over yet. Game's not over yet. So now we know who done it. And if someone is listening to this and hasn't listened to the preceding 3 games, you would have. I am assuming that you can read the word finale and understand what it is. So that's on you. Go back and listen to the others. If I'm just like that's your responsibility. So yeah, all hell, pretty literally, broke loose last time, as you finally revealed that the perpetrator of this crime was not only Yuri-san, much beloved of poor Cell, who really liked drawing that guy. I am so sorry, because Yuri-san turned out to be a nasty, big nasty of preceding games that some people may not have heard, so it was a bit of a cheek on my part, but it turned out to be Spinny L, who is an infernal nuisance. That is the creature that I have called her, and I am not going back on that decision. She's just sort of revealed herself to be who she is. The court is in complete disarray. The judge is banging his gavel to no avail. All the people in the stands are bailing, which is entirely sensible. And how are you two feeling about this situation? Because you've been in some dramatic court cases already, but this may be new.
This is definitely a new one.
Yeah, I don't think. Usually, when we find out someone is the murderer, they confess and then give up. That's normally how it goes.
Yeah, they usually do. Yeah, usually we only have to worry about the prosecution attacking us, not the culprit.
An interesting observation, because while the judge is banging his gavel, he is saying, "Bailiff! I call for the bailiff! Isn't the magic protection field thingy working?" "Oh, well, you see, the problem is, you put me in charge of that as well, didn't you?" And she flies up and breaks a window, and suddenly the courtroom is flooded with mist, this boiling cold mist that has been building up outside every single hour that has passed. You hear a stifled meep, which you suspect was the prosecutor. All that remains is his wig, which flutters to the ground ungracefully. And I would like you both to roll initiative.
Alright.
That is exactly what I was doing before this game, so I've already done mine. Haha. Here's a fight I prepared earlier. Oh,
It's a 4 for
4!
Nita.
Yeah. Oh my goodness!
Nine.
Wow, okay. I thought I rolled fairly bad, but I'm afraid that you managed to do worse than me. Okay, right, let me just write out the order. This will make for entertaining listening. Yeah, those two both had pluses, because wow, you're actually like after those. Okay, so the order of initiative is Delta. I mean Alibi. What am I using that name for? That's nobody we know. Who's that? I don't know.
I never heard of him.
Yeah. Thank you guys for playing this game so much again. Like, it has been an absolute joy. I really have enjoyed myself, and I hope you guys have as well, because you're like my babes. I love you. It's very good.
Aw, I love you too. This has been such a fun game, dude.
Mm-hmm.
This has been great.
It's just been really nice to play homage to, like, one of my favorite game series. I really love Ace Attorney. If
Heck
any
yeah.
of you have not played it that you're listening, go play those games. They're classics for a reason, please. Okay, we finally got the order typed up, because talking and typing at the same time is not my forte. And I'm afraid that I completely brain farted on drawing a map. But you guys remember what the courtroom looks like, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
So, we're having a party. So you guys are behind the defense counsel's bench. The prosecution was behind the prosecution desk. That's basically kind of where Spiniel is. She's flying about up there. The judge has also decided that this is kind of outside of his jurisdiction, so he's running out the door as we speak. I mean, considering it's the first person in the order is Alibi, you're a bit surprised because you can't see him anywhere. Do you want to roll perceive some shit for me?
Right. 17.
Yeah, that'll cut it. Oh, 22, that's a nat 20.
Nice.
Of all the places to have your nat 20. Well, anyway, so, yeah, I mean, this makes sense. You're the lawyers for the defense. Where is the defendant? You look around for a bit, and it's not too hard to find, because he has immediately dived behind and under the defense counsel's desk thing, and is curled up into a tiny ball, and is shaking. So, you have a fox under a box. That's what he's doing. That's literally his turn. Like, I mean, you can say things, but, like, that's, he's yeah.
Talk right now. Do you know this, whoever this is?
Oh yeah, we're all friends. We are not friends. We are not friends. And he appears to be very distressed at the appearance of this creature. I'm afraid that he appears to be in such a distressed mode of mentality that you may need to roll like a persuasion or do something to help him. Basically, because you rolled a nat 20, I'm going to give you this. Like, he is under the effects of fear. Nobody has cast this on him. He's just very afraid. And it's fairly understandable.
Like a frightening condition, basically.
Yeah,
I can deal with that.
Oh,
on
good.
my turn, I can deal with that.
Okay. Well, that's good, but I'm afraid the person who is next in the order is in fact the bit bad. And, yeah, she's actually not going to bother to explain. Apparently, she missed the whole you're supposed to monologue if you're a villain lesson thing, or maybe she's just got bored because, like, she actually managed to, like, string you along long enough in the court, but, like, now she's just like, oh, piss, it's all gone to hell, I might as well just try and kill them all. So she is going to fly at you, and she is going to do, which one shall I do? That one's more interesting to start with. Okay, I would like you, you're both standing up, right?
Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. Well, at the moment. Okay, but you're behind the desk, so I'm actually going to give you a little extra... I'll give you a +1 to this, but I would like you both to make a dex save. And the DC is 15.
You think we can add a +1 to our usual dex save?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you're standing behind the desk. I can't remember what half cover rules are, but... For this, I feel like...
I was about to ask if it counts as, like, half cover or something, so...
Yeah.
Okay. 13, not bad.
Unfortunate.
Dex.
Yeah, the DC is 15 on this one. It's fairly high. Oh, no!
Okay.
What a shame.
Nice.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, you guys are... I mean, this is not how things are supposed to go. It's fairly understandable. And, yeah, you are supposed to be protected in court by these pre-existing conditions to stop this kind of nonsense happening. On the other hand, she isn't actually using a spell right now. What she's doing is flapping her wings at you, and she does 2d4 per wing of ice damage. And so that means that's actually 4d4. Okay, so you both take 13 ice damage as this mist is buffeted into you, and it feels like it's not just ice, it feels like it's like draining you. Have you ever been like on a walk up a mountain when it's foggy and it's windy? Like the chill factor is crazy, and it's kind of like that.
Man.
Like, yeah, it stings. It's nasty. This is not fun for you. The person who does not get hit is under the desk. I will actually make him take some because that's not fair otherwise. Yeah, I'll give him that because he's under, like, the desk. Okay, he takes 5. Yep. Still very unhappy. Even more unhappy now. And that's Spinny Elle's turn. She is just sort of, so she flew across to buffet you and then swooped back a little bit. I would say she's like 30 feet away from you, if that comes into play in terms of distance. Okay. So, shit's hit the fan. What are you guys going to do in response to this?
Griffin is going to lean down under the desk, just sort of reach out and touch Alibi and say, hey, I don't know how to fight. We're going to need your help. And I'm going to cast Heroism on him.
Oh my goodness.
Which grants him immunity to being frightened. And he gains 4 temporary hit points. No, sorry, not 4. Is it 3? What's my charisma modifier?
Wow, you guys are spoiling this guy. Seriously.
Yeah, he gets 3 temporary hit points at the start of each of his turns.
Wow! Cool spell. I love bards. Okay. Honestly, wasn't expecting him to get over being so afraid so quickly. But yeah, you sort of... I imagine, like, you've kind of taken him by the shoulders and given him a little shake while you're doing this. Just for the fun factor. And he says, all right.
Please, just some sort of, like, wizard or something, aren't you?
Get together, man.
I'm not really any... I'm not a pacifist, but I am a pacifist. It's complicated, and anyway, she's very scary. But it's not his turn, so we still have more time to persuade the fox to actually do something. But yeah, he's not under the effect of fear anymore, which is good. That's actually helpful for gameplay. Hooray! Was there anything else you would like to do on your turn? Any bonus actions or movement?
Sure,
Inspiration.
I'll just pop my last bardic inspiration to Ida.
Yeah.
Give the
Is that a D6 or a D8?
That is a D8.
Right.
We them high level bard rolls. Cool, that's good. And
I am out of those.
Yep, good. This mist is still swirling about. I'm just reminding you that environmentally there is a little bit of visual interference, so that could affect some things in terms of say ranged attacks and so on. Mostly it's just a pain because it's cold and you're gonna pull a muscle at this rate. It sucks.
Yeah, and Ida's definitely shivering, and she probably sneezes at one point, it's you.
In response to this, sort of comes up next to you and says, Master, is there anything that I can do to be of service?
Can you help us fight her, please?
Confirmative. What are your directives?
Try to restrain her first, or shoot her down.
Udon, restraint, coming up to order. And you may remember there were a couple of moves that you learned about last time, so this was a bit of a memory test to see if you can remember any. But one is, in fact, called the Udon Restraint, and this big samurai-like knot that's at the back of the bronze Bushido unfurls, and in fact it looks much more like 2 sort of pneumatic-powered tubes. It's a bit like Doc Ock, only minus the grabby hands. And yeah, he's going to try and restrain the enemy, who is airborne, so she is going to have advantage on this dex save. And she has a plus, what does she have? Oh, only a 2. Okay. Okay, that's rubbish, so that will not succeed, but she gets advantage. Oh!
Oh, man.
Oh, that's unfortunate. It's very dramatic. With the 7, it looks like the Bronze Bushido is going to win the day and be the hero, and one of these tendrils grabs Spiniel around the ankle, and she does a toonish smear frame, so she spins around in a ball, and during this, her foot comes off, and she grabs it and reattaches it and flies away.
Dang.
Yeah, she's an infernal, but she is a toonie infernal. Okay, so that did not succeed. Unfortunately, that is the Bronze Bushido's only move for this turn because of reasons. And anyway, this is your fight. So, next in the turn, Ida, it's you.
Okay, so question. So I've got an inspiration point. If I tried to do a spell like Hold Person, and it like didn't work, would I be able to use the inspiration to make the spell work?
I will say yes because I love you. So, but yeah, you want to try casting it
Just wanna
first
check
and
that
then...
before I,
Yeah,
do it.
yeah.
Right.
No, very good of you to check first. That's very chill of you.
I just figure it might as well be fair. Okay, so Hold Person. Okay, so she needs to make a Wisdom save.
Oh, good. She's rubbish at those. Just a straight D20. Oh!
Hey, that fails. Nice.
Poof!
Okay.
Does she fall out of the air? I don't know if that happens with Hold Person. I think it does.
I believe so. So she has the paralyzed. Let me look this up, because there's so many status conditions in a D&D that are it's just variations of not being able to move.
Mm-hmm.
This one is paralyzed specifically. So
Yeah. I think definitely falls out of the air looking at this. But I think I get to repeat the whiz save when it's my turn again. Yeah.
She can redo the whiz save on her turn.
Yeah.
So automatically fails any strength and dex saves. Attack rolls against have advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And if you make if you make a melee attack against her, then it will be an instant critical. So
yeah, awesome. Okay, I love that status ailment. Okay, so she's hit the dirt.
Right.
In fact, I think
real quick for flavor. So yeah, quick for flavor. So Ida points at her and says, "Hold it."
No.
And she does. God damn it! I want to give you another inspiration point, but I also want this fight to actually be a challenge, so I won't. Because I already know you've got some.
Cool. You don't have to give me one.
I love that line though. Just kudos for that.
Okay.
Love it. I'm gonna give you an extra
and,
5.
So real quick for her bonus action, who's taking the most damage? Griff, how are you looking on health?
I've got 27 to 38. Got 11 down.
Yep, I can give you a little healing. I think it's fine. So yeah, I'll use healing word. So it's D4 plus 3. Heal for 4 points.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ida.
Gotta love the
And that will
D&D
be my
equivalent of a
turn.
band-aid and a kiss.
Actually, really, one thing for her move action, she's gonna duck down so that she'll be under full cover.
Great, good. Okay, that's very, very good move. And yes, I think that uses all your things. Used an action, a bonus action, and your movement. That's rare for these games. Okay, and we're right back around in the order to Alibi, who is not under the effects of fear, but he is still fairly afraid and reluctant to play the part of hero, even though you have cast heroism on him. That's just the kind of guy he is. So this is also basically our opportunity to clear up all of those little unresolved questions from the court, because there were some things that didn't get addressed, so we can have conversation during Alibi's turn. Okay, so he's still kind of not convinced that he should be a part of this and would really, really quite like to leave. So it's up to you guys who talks to him and how.
Edie can try. She'll say, "Come on, I've got her pinned down. You gotta hit her while we have a chance."
But and he's sort of stuttering on his words. I would like you to roll persuasion, basically. That's what I'm looking for here.
Alright, persuasion.
Nine.
Come on.
It's not very good, but I will say this gives us more flavour because you don't persuade him, but he can explain that. Well, you know the marks on the body, and she did a thing with her hand, and it hurt, and I was dead for a bit. I think maybe. Anyway, it was very unpleasant, and I really don't want to do that again. She was upset because I sold her.
sold her?
She,
That work?
he sold me when I wasn't even aware of. Well, I was aware. Actually, I was really aware. Do you know what it's like if you're turned into? No, you won't. Anyway, I got turned into a stone for like 200 years, and it was so boring you have no idea. But what's even worse is you're just there being all shiny and sparkly, right? And some codger comes up and is like, oh, yeah, I'm worth a what, aren't you? And you're like, excuse me, I'm a person. And then you just get shuffled off for like decades, sold to different people. And this one just put me in his pocket because he thought I was pretty and saw me like the next day. I was just not impressed. Anyway, then I saw this. Well, actually, it's a bit confusing. You want to tell me what happened? Well, yes. Okay, so she fell in the sea. How did you get out of the sea? Oh, well, ice floats. Done it, donut. So I made my own little iceberg and I'm floating around, and then I get fished out by some random fisherman. Really not careful with their harpoons. Managed to cut his finger straight away, which let me out. Oh, by the way, if you bleed on the stone, then I come back to life. That's like a whole thing, but we covered it last time. Anyway, here I am again. What do? I'm poor, so I've got to go work. So I find this place called Starbeak, something like that. So I was like working as a barista, really good at the frappuccino. I actually almost got a promotion. Anyway, then this guy comes in, has a coffee with his scientist lady mate, and his nose come off. Done it. So then I was just like, I've got to follow this turn. And basically, Spinny L was there and saw that shit happen and stalked Alibi for a while, but was also working on the Blue Hand Gang. I am saying it in this voice because I'm really not very good at this bad Cockney accent and it's killing me. Also, most of London is going to kill me if they hear this. Sorry, Liz, I know you're there. And yeah, it was just like a whole revenge thing, and the joke is that Spinny L wanted to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Terrible. I know. Okay.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Unfortunately, either you didn't persuade Alibi enough to get him to do something. I'm going to be generous because I just talked a lot and say that while Spinny L is mouthing all this backstory conveniently, seems to have remembered the villain's code for monologuing to give the protagonists a chance. So, Griffin, you have an opportunity to likewise try and persuade Alibi to come out from under the desk and try and do something.
Yeah, nobody wants to be stabbed with lots of little fingers and had killed. Nobody wants that, but we can't stop that from happening if you don't help us, because frankly, I'm not really very good at that, and I'm better at helping people do that. So if you were there for me to help to do that, that'd be great, honestly. Please help.
That was a very good persuade, but you gotta roll the dice. Let's see what happens. Ooh.
I should be good.
I mean,
at this,
I would
right?
give you that, but
Yes,
dice pass.
I am good at this.
Oh, you are good at
Yay,
this.
19. That's
A
28 total.
28. Baller. Okay, I think the sympathy card is, like, he looks at you and can see that you're being completely honest, and you're not telling him to stop being a wuss. You're like, yeah, this sucks, and also that sucks, and I'm sorry, and like, but yeah, he's like actually kind of like, okay, and he screws up his eyes really tight. He's like, all right, I'll try and do something. And what he manages to do is he casts Spirit Guardians. So there is a sphere that suddenly pops up around the defense area, which is it's really nice. It's kind of chill in here, and it smells of like fresh grass cuttings. It's rather sort of you feel like you're in a garden, a sort of luxurious garden. And what the spell is you call forth spirits to protect you, and they flit around you to a distance of 15 feet for the duration. And when you cast this spell, you can designate any number of creatures you see to be unaffected by it. This is Ida and Griff and the Bronze Bushido, who are all within that area. And Other creatures trying to enter it are gonna have a bad time. We'll get round to that if that happens, but it's quite good, I will say, to have that. So you got a cozy little hole. He's still hiding behind the desk, but he did do something. So, hooray! Congratulations,
All right,
you've got
nice,
the
thank
fox
you.
to do something. Okay. Spinny L notices this and is like, oh, you got me monologuing. Always with that. Oh, fine. And is irritated. So she is going to do something. What will she do? I'm going to roll a dice to see which thing she does.
Well, remember, she has to, she can't really do anything this turn. She has to, like, repeat her wisdom
Thank
save.
you.
She's still,
I
personed.
literally just noticed that on my sheet. Okay, so she's going to decide to do that if she can succeed with the wisdom saving throw. What's the DC for that? Just so I can mark it down.
It is a 14.
14. Okay, let's see. Oh,
12.
fun. Okay.
Sorry, honey, that is your turn.
She struggles and she does that, and yeah, it's not happening. However, as a bonus action, which requires no movement, she summons more mist. So now the field is heavily obscured. It's very difficult to see across it. It's not just like a mild inconvenience. Like, this will affect most attacks. So she's basically doing the only thing she can to defend herself, which is camouflage. So there is a lot of mist. Okay, what's next in the order I keep forgetting? It's you, Griff. What do you want to do, buddy?
So, okay. I'm going to say that Griff finds this somewhere. He finds a longsword, because I don't think he should have a longsword, but he does have it in his inventory, and I need him to be able to do melee attacks.
That's fair enough.
So
Can we think of a canonical reason why Griff can suddenly have a longsword outside the fact that it's D&D and I don't care because it's cool? You know what? I think you do have your long.
Decorative sword on the wall or something.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, there's like a crossed pair of swords on the wall over a symbol of justice, and you just rip one off the wall because it's badass and we're at the movies now. Okay, cool. You have a sword.
So yeah, he's gonna run up and try and stab Spinny.
Okay, I will say, if you do this, you're going to leave the safety bubble. Are you okay with that?
Well, I'm hoping to. Do I have enough movement to re-enter it before my turn ends?
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, it's 15 feet to her. No, wait, no, it's not. I said she was 30 feet away from you. Okay, so the radius is 15 feet and your movement is like 30 feet. So this is your decision. I'm perfectly happy with it because it means drama. So
I will remind you guys that you will have advantage on attacks because she's paralyzed.
yeah,
so.
Absolutely. Like, it's a good call. It's a good call. I just want you to be aware of the situation because I didn't do a map. Sorry.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so
My bad.
I'll take all my movement to get up to her.
Mm-hmm.
But
Courtrooms
yeah,
are big.
have
Have
to
you
use
ever
the
been in one? They're
paralysis wall.
massive. God.
Oh yeah. So I'm not particularly good at stabbing people. Yeah, I'm not particularly good at stabbing people.
It appears not. However, I mean, it's very easy to see how this could happen because I could have been even meaner and made you roll only once because you are in a heavily fogged area. And what you strike at turns out to be the witness stand, and then you're like, oh shit, and then you turn around to hit where you think she is now, and that it turns out to be like the judge's chair, and it's so frustrating because yeah, you got all turned around. Haha, turn about.
And I'm going to take a penalty for attacking the judge's chair. This is awful.
Yeah, you may have to fix up the courtroom. Either of you good with carpenter's tools? Just checking ahead of time. Anyway, yeah, you miss spectacularly, and you are 30 feet into this fog. You're not entirely sure where you are. I will say that I'm going to roll a d20 just to see if you're in the right direction, because I didn't make you have to deal with fog for that. Okay, yeah, you're really close. You're really close. Like, if you could see Spinny Elle's face, there's like the anime sweat drop while your feet are like a couple of inches away from her nose, but she's frozen, so she can't even complain about it. Funny shit. Okay, however, you're a bard and can do many things for a bonus action if you wish.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm out of bardic inspiration. Is Ida really hurt yet, or?
She's a little bit of damage, but like she's like 18 down out of her total health. So like.
Oh yeah, I'll give you a healing word. That seems fair.
Aw, thank you.
Love it.
Yeah. So.
What is your healing word? What do you shout out? Because I mean, you can dramatically shout and point. That's like a thing you can do.
Take that. And by that I mean healing.
Nice.
So yeah, that's 1d. That's 1 plus 3. Yeah, I did a good heal.
That's a good heal.
Thank you.
Nice healing word. Okay, the power of your speech bubble in unusual font blasts across the courtroom, and your friend, your ally in this battle is healed. And both of you hear, but you can't really see, the Bronze Bushido say, awaiting orders, awaiting orders.
Griffin categorically refuses to learn anything about the Bronze Bushido, so he will not be giving orders because he does not remember the moves.
Grab her and do a suplex.
Confirmative. Will attempt to locate. And he's going to attempt to locate, so he's going to perceive a disadvantage. This should be fun. I just thought of something I could do. Oh, let's see if that happens. Okay, so no, he has no plus in wisdom. Shit. Okay, so that's oh no, it's already bad. Oh, it's even worse. Okay,
even worse.
I'm sorry. As the DM and as someone who knows what the canonical lawyer's luck is like, I have to do this. The Bronze Bushido stomps across this fog-riddled courtroom and gets in the sort of vicinity of where the enemy was and grabs a person that was there.
Yep.
Hi, Grim.
Hey.
I mean, and the Bronze Bushido follows the directives, and the Sarashimi suplex is gonna happen to. Oh god, it's a really big attack. I don't want to do this at all.
We at least give like Griff the chance to like roll to like not get grabbed.
Okay. I tell you what, make this like a grapple, and you should roll a dex save. That's a good call. That's a very good call.
Yeah.
Dex save.
Sorry, I was thinking because of the enemy being held person that she couldn't dodge, and it's like, no, Griffin can. Come on, Sarah.
Griffin can move.
Oh, phew. Okay.
Nice.
Fortunately, Griffin now has a brain and sees the inevitable comedic trope coming, especially because he was an example before of how this move is executed. Do you have something to say to this? You might even not agree with this decision.
Yeah. Hey, objection! Not me. Go for the. She's on the ground. I'm standing up. Not me.
Error 404. Person not found. My apologies. Okay. Interestingly, because the Bronze Bushido has come up to you, you may remember that last time you had just given the command for him to open up his chassis. It's still open, and because of what I nearly just did to you, I'm going to give you a big hint of an option here. So, yeah, you can still see the interior, which one could potentially fit into if one was toonish, and I will leave that in your brain. Okay, Ida, it's your turn.
Alright, let's see. Okay, so if she's rolling a spell attack against... Because I want to have her use a Sacred Flame on a Spinny.
You can't see
So
her,
the target
but
you
Sacred
see
Flame
within
doesn't need
range.
you to be able to see them, does it? I think that would hit. I think that would just hit.
Okay, so she needs to make a dex save.
I don't think she's
And
going
she
to
automatically
succeed.
fails.
No, she's not going to succeed in.
Right. Yeah, automatically fails. So yeah, she fails instantly.
Instantly.
All right. And
Oh.
it is radiant damage. So
It
I believe
is.
that makes her vulnerable, right?
This could
Vulnerable
hurt.
to radiant.
Oh, this is
Very
going to
nice.
sting.
Okay. So I'll roll it normally. So that is 2d8.
I'm going to have to do maths now, aren't I? Oh, wow! Whew!
All right.
Yeah, good.
So she's vulnerable. I think that's like double damage, isn't it? So.
Yeah. Wow, that was a big hit. That was.
Alright, so yeah, so Ida points at her, and well, actually no. So Ida's like kind of freaked out by what's going on, so she clasps her hands in prayer, and she's like, "Oh, Holy Mother above, please smite her and protect us." Then like this just like blast of holy fire blast down on Spinny.
Ow! Yeah, like it's she's paralyzed, so she can't like move her jaw, but you do hear her sort of, you know, like that. Wow, that was that.
Alright.
I mean, I've given her quite a hit point pool because she had one before. Because I had to sing an entire song and get through it before I was KO'd. But I was not feeling so energetic as to write a villain song for this one. Sorry if everybody's disappointed. You had one at the beginning of the game.
Fair enough.
Okay. Yeah, you have smoten her very, very effectively. She has been smited. Would you like to do anything else, or are you going to stay in the magic bubble?
I think I'm going to save my spell slots for now, because I could do Healing Word, but I think we're pretty okay right now, and I want to save my slots, so yeah.
Very good. Okay, and I'm assuming
She's
you're
gonna
not...
Well, I think she like pops up to like cast the spell and then ducks back down.
Yes,
So.
good. Yeah.
Alright.
Whack-a-mole,
That's my
but
turn.
like reverse. Okay, and now it's Alibi, and things have not gone horribly wrong yet. So like, there's the slightest hint of optimism finally going on. He is, however, concentrating very hard because this is a concentration spell, and he still can't see anything. Like, I think he actually peeks his head above the top of the desk when you like do and are not destroyed as a consequence. He's like, I can't see a thing. What am I supposed to do? So he is considering what he is supposed
Real
to.
quick, she broke open the window. She didn't like open the window. She like broke it open.
No, she just smashed it because she likes ruining things like that.
Okay, yeah, because I want to see if like there was a way to close it, but if there's a hole, we can't really do anything. So.
Yeah, she very much did smack it. Smacked it real good. Okay, me, the player, is trying to think of something that he can do. He might just like... Yeah, I don't want to set things on fire. That's where I'm at with this. Okay, yeah.
Let's not burn down the courtroom.
Let's
if
not
we
burn
can
down the
help it.
courtroom. It's already suffered enough. That's a different game where it gets
We will
burned down.
not defend him for the arson
No.
charge.
Okay. Oh, is that not... Oh, that's not a concentration spell. I can cast that as well. Oh, fun! Okay. So, Alibi looks over the top and he's like, you know what? I know it's unlikely that she'll hit me straight away, but I just like taking precautions. And as he says this, the illusion of a giant cup comes down from nowhere, from the ceiling. We don't know. It's like one of those giant red party cups that you get, but then it splits and there's 4 of them and they seem to shuffle around. It's like a magic ball trick, and then all 4 of the cups come up and there are 4 alibis underneath because he has cast mirror image, and there are now 4 illusory versions of him, which will help him not get completely obliterated if Spiniel manages to get her ass off the floor. Girl, get your shit together. Speaking of which, it is wisdom saving throw
I want to say
time.
real quick, Ida applauds like his magic trick.
Yeah, all 4 of them bow, but it's like, you know, ever so slightly sequentially, so it makes a very elegant sort of Mexican wave. It's very nice. Wish I could show you the animation,
Nice.
but they did a good job. Oh my god, Elle! What am I supposed to do? You're the boss! That's a 2. That's a 2.
Little person, man.
Yeah, I do, however, have some good news for me, bad news for you, because this fight would be no fun if there wasn't any challenge. And I don't know if you remember the last time this mist was involved, but the mist itself is a problem. and it's very thick at the moment. I need everybody to make a con save.
Oh boy.
What's my constitution saving throw? I'm pretty sure I'm not proficient, but I have a decent con.
Oh, 16 makes it.
Alright, 16.
Oh, 21 makes it. Let's see if
Ooh.
Delta makes it. I
Very
have
nice.
a bad feeling about this one.
I mean, Alibi, right?
Alibi.
17.
Ooh, yeah, okay. And the Bronze Bushido really ought to make this, because, you know, he has a constitution. He doesn't make it! That's hilarious! The giant robot does not make
honey.
the constitution saving throw in amongst a bunch of magic users who are built like paper bags. Oh, good. Well, apart from Ida, actually, she's fairly beefy. Okay, so fun. Those of you who succeeded, you take half damage. Those of you who did not succeed, that's you, Bronze Bushido, you are going to take 2d8 necrotic damage. Oof. Oof. Okay, so everybody else takes 5. The Bronze Bushido takes 10, which, you know, he's got a decent hit point pool, but like that's still 10. So yeah, unhappy Mr. Hat Noise. Yeah, he has taken some damage.
That's not good. I'm going to spend a luck point on my concentration check.
Oh, concentration.
Yeah, that's
yes.
right. You can roll
That's a
concentration
thing.
too.
That's a thing. Okay, so yeah, that luck point definitely came in helpful there. Good move.
Let me roll con for Ida as well. 14, I believe that should be enough.
Yes, I think.
She still concentrates on hold person.
I think it's 10 plus
Yeah,
your
it's-
spell modifier for like if you pass. Oh, actually,
No,
yeah.
it's
Alibi's got to make one as well.
Isn't it
The
like half the
DC is-
damage, or like I think it's like a minimum? You have to roll like a minimum of 10, something like that, right?
God
yeah,
damn.
10
I
or
should
half
roll
the
that.
damage, whichever is higher.
Okay.
So
What?
She only took 5, so she's fine.
I should know. What do I add? Is it like just the spell modifier for like maintaining
Oh, I
concentration?
don't.
It's a
Con
con
save.
save.
It's like it's a concentration check. It's also like the same as your con save. So.
Oh, right, fine. Well, actually, it's the same thing, but yeah, that's good. Thank you, Mark. Mark is our resident knows things person. Okay, that's a 22. Alibi's spell is maintained. This is all fine. Good. Okay.
All right.
So we have just about respectively maintained our concentration. I'm almost upset that the whole person hasn't been busted because my god, this is limiting options. I should have thought of that. Anyway, so
So
great.
man, this is like one of the few
so-
things that Ida can do here.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, well, anyway, that was Ellie's turn. Or Ellie? Ellie the elephant? I am losing it here. Okay, Griffin, save me before my brain just betrays me and jumps out of the window.
Well, Griffin has been wrestling with his disinterest in the Bronze Bushido versus the fact that if he climbs into the Bronze Bushido, he will be able to hold that over a friend of his for the rest of his life. So he's going to climb in.
Yes!
Specifically, make fun of someone else later.
Oh.
This is very good. I will say that this comes with a small caveat, and as you will probably remember, when Spinny L physically possessed, like there's been a lot of sort of allusions to possessions, but the meanest thing is that she basically stole the Bushido's body and squoze in it and used it, which is like really awful when you think about it. So yeah, you get in there. It's there are some gears in there which weren't originally when, you know, it was a pilotable suit, so you will take a little bit of damage, but it's not much. It's it's 1d4. So that's just from the mechanical parts moving. You take one damage, you lucky man. And you're now in a giant robot suit, so that's really cool. The hilarious thing is, this Bronze Bushido still has its head on, so your head is sort of like sticking forwards. You kind of got a Zaphod Beeblebrox thing going on here, because you have two heads. What was that nat 20? You just rolled 22 and I don't know what for. I'm terrified.
That's for concentration, right?
That's because even if it's just one damage, I have to make another concentration check.
Oh, well, there we go. I mean, yeah, the rule of funny wouldn't let you lose this. Okay. Yeah. What do you want to do with your cool new robot body?
I want to hit Spinny-L very hard.
You can do that. So I will say that the Bronze Bushido does need you to like basically instruct, but like you're inside, so you've got like you can instruct by moving, basically. But Mr. Hat says, awaiting directives, Master.
This one with a spear, isn't it? Isn't there? Do that one.
Processing. Nearest match, Nigiri knockout.
Sure.
Okay, with this extremely there's definitely a transformation sequence, by the way, that has happened. You know, Alice, Sailor Moon, or that One Piece fusion that they all do. It's very silly, and basically the Bronze Bushido is based off a monk. Because it was built by a monk. So, in fact, instead of a spear, has a very hefty staff. It's a big old quarterstaff with metal ends. And it comes off the back of this robot. And to your astonishment, you see, like, your hands wielding this incredible piece, which, you know, you feel like you would not be able to lift this. And it's, like, spinning effortlessly like a chopstick in the fingers of this robot. And I have to look at what it is to hit. Okay, it is a +5 to hit, and I would like you to make that roll, because you are now... You got into the robot! You did it! You did the Evangelion. Holy shit, that's a nat 20! Oh
I was
my
actually
god.
gonna say, because she's still paralyzed, it would be an automatic critical. I don't know if that would mean we double this critical, or
No,
that's a new mod.
I'm saying, like, this is only a critical. Oh my god, it's a critical because of the fog. Like, it's still very hard to see.
Okay.
But your combined effort and willpower and the power of this transformation sequence means that you are going to obliterate this poor evil villain who has murdered a person. In fact, deserves no sympathy whatsoever. Please roll. Yeah, it is just a 1d8 plus 4, but it's going to be twice that. So. Kapow! Wow.
Right, so,
I know I ought to just
that's
like double the
12, I
damage
think.
dice, but I like going all or nothing. So you hit for 16. 16 points of damage. Oh! Wow! Okay, that has resulted in a sizable lump on the villain's noggin. Yeah, that is really gonna hurt. And again, you hear her sort of... And she's getting really pissed off now, because, like, this is not going how she wanted it to. And she can't even monologue because her jaw is frozen. Gah! Because you're in the robot and it is now the robot's turn, the robot says, "Query, engage boosters?"
yes.
Affirmative. And you feel the feet of this robot vibrate, and Ida, and in fact Alibi, you can't help but peek over to see what the hell is going on here, because there are rockets being forced out of the bottom of this robot suit, and it takes off with one hand in the air in a Superman pose, and sort of is airborne now, and is circling the courthouse. However, from seeing this, you put together something, because do you remember that photograph of the whole UFO situation?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And with the trailing limbs and the decorative tabard and the two now loose parts of the samurai knot on the back and the headdress, it looks uncommonly like that, especially because you're in fog, so it is in fact in silhouette. So the mystery of who the nine-tailed fox that keeps being seen over Ghibli is overlaps with the fact that this hero has been occasionally spotted doing good all over the continent. So congratulations, you have solved my flying fox puzzle.
Nice.
Also, you got to fly in the goddamn robot. This is great. Achieves nothing because the villain is like stationary on the floor, but it's cool. Okay, Ida, what do you want to do?
Eda will take her entire turn to to stare up and watch how cool this is. I'm kidding.
I would.
But no, she's just like watching this, like, oh, that's so cool. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, we're in a fight. Oh. So she is going to try for yet another Sacred Flame on a Spinny, and that will, again, automatically fail, so...
Yeah, that's definitely gonna kick my ass. Okay.
Oh, that's so mean.
Yeah, but it's the sensible thing to do. This could end up being a very
I love
short
it.
game.
It's just so
I
mean.
know. Look, man, she killed people, and she's trying to kill us, so...
Yeah, no,
self-defense at this point.
she is a nasty piece of work. Oh, that's a 4. Okay, that's
That is
survivable.
8 damage.
Fine. I feel slightly
Yeah.
less at risk of immediately dying. She's still pissed off. It hurts. You know, she's infernal and this is radiant damage, so, like, no matter how little it does, it's
Absolutely.
still very insulting and painful, and she's... well, let's just say, if she goes back into the blue gem, she will have 2 more people on her list. So,
Oh, fun.
yeah. Is there anything else? Anything else Ida would like to do?
Does anyone, desperately need healing right now? Griff, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
Alibi is
I'm
absolutely
missing my,
fine because of all
spells then.
those extra temporary hit points you gave him. He's fine.
Nice.
I mean,
Alright,
those
she will,
don't stack.
yeah,
He
she'll
only
get
has
back down
3.
under the desk and end her turn.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, this is good. Yeah. You again whack them all, and it is Alibi's turn, and he is heartened by seeing how thoroughly you are thrashing this person, and he has also been known to basically cause people to leave this mortal coil because it will solve problems later on. So he does a sort of genie from Aladdin cheerleader thing because there's 4 of him and you can't not do that. So he's basically saying rah rah Bushido rah rah da da da. I can't think of a rhyme because my brain is 10,000 degrees. Curse you! Vaccination part 2 only, not really. I'm very glad to have had it. But he is also, he got so carried away, I think he's actually going to cast something that might do damage actively. My goodness. So he actually sets off a twinned... No, he can't do it because it's a single target. Damn it! Okay, well, you know how we weren't going to set fire to the courthouse? Well, hopefully it'll hit, so... So he sets off a firebolt in a sort of like, woo! And it looks great because there's 4 of him. There's actually only 1 real firebolt, but it sort of like looks a bit like fireworks. Relevant to perhaps the most recent of the Ace Attorneys in the courtroom celebration thing. Have you guys played Chronicles?
Yeah, I haven't finished the second one, but I've done
I won't
the first
spoil
one,
anything.
So.
I won't spoil anything, but
Not yet, I'm-
fire in the jury. I was like, this is so extra. I love it. It's
Yeah.
very good. Okay,
I have
however,
seen that.
right, he's going to fire off a firebolt, but it is very foggy, so I shall have to roll this twice. Okay, that would definitely hit. That will also hit. Okay, so
Nice.
you get a little fireworks display, and then it sort of arcs over and downwards, and of all the places to land, wouldn't you know, what are the odds? This guy's luck, I swear to Peck. Okay, so, yeah, he is going to do 2d10 fire damage. And it's only a cantrip, but, like, sorcerers go off, I guess. 13. Ah, she's
Very
smouldering.
nice.
She's very unhappy. This is the worst day of her life. And she's had a miserable one so far, I can tell you that. Okay, yeah. Literally, she is steamed. Like, there is steam coming off this this poor beleaguered villain. Please, let me have a successful whiz save. I need her to do something in this game.
At this point, I'm feeling bad.
19! No, it's fine, don't.
That'll save. So
No,
yeah, she's no longer
see,
paralyzed.
It was waiting for the right moment. Rule of cool and rule of funny at the same time. So yeah,
dramatic.
her absolute fury of this fox or this unidentified bird will note that Spinny L doesn't know who Alibi is in that sense, but does know that they are not a fox. It's a bird of some description. But the fact that she has been cooked by a goose is enough to break her out of this paralysis, and she is so pissed. You know how in like Disney movies when the villain is like actually going bananas crazy, like their eyes do that thing with the strobing red circles?
Oh, yeah.
And like she's like
Yep.
full on Cruella
Radigan
de
at
Vil.
the end of Great Mass Detective.
Absolutely, yeah. Oh my god, I love Great Mass Detective. My biggest regret is
Yeah.
not having a bootleg of Basil, but I have too many bootlegs already. Okay, I will shut up. And yes, finally, Spiniel can do something. And I think she's going for. But would she though? I have to make a decision because she can like either like just go ape shit and try and attack Ida and Alibi, which would make sense because they've been kicking her ass. Yeah, she's gonna do that, which is stupid because she's gonna fly straight into that thing. Oh no, she doesn't have to because she's got her distance attack. Okay, yeah. I would like Alibi and Ida to make a dex save. She's doing that wing blast again, but she's very much focusing it on you two.
I will note that we are undercover. So is that going to affect anything?
You're right, it did last time. Okay. It will basically halve the damage that happens. However, with the extra thick mist, it was already going to be a higher attack than it was last time. So yeah, still make a dex save.
Okay.
Like, we've been peeking our heads over, so like I feel like we should at least like just for the drama.
Or I don't want to like ruin it completely. So
No, it's not ruined. Nothing is ruined. It's very sensible gameplay. Okay, awesome. Alibi fails. Okay, 14. Yeah, you know what? It's a DC of 15, but I feel like because you've already got like the half cover going, I think that Ida, you make it back without any repercussions. Also, Alibi still has mirror image going on, so that's gonna have to like take place. Let me just do that actually while I'm thinking of it. Mirror image, what do I do? Blah blah blah. Roll a
you roll a
d20.
d20 and that'll determine.
Yeah.
That'll
Sorry.
determine if it hits
Been
him
a
or
while.
copy.
Oh, it does.
But
That's a
no!
nat 1. That's brilliant. I mean, like honestly, I feel like this is the right result for the game. That makes perfect sense. Okay, so there's 2d4 per wing, but the problem is she's doubled up the fog. So it is in fact it's there. My brain just broke. So it's 2d8 per wing, so it is 4d8. You are going to take half of this, Ida, because you succeeded in ducking down. He's going to take the full whammy.
Alright.
That's a 16. Well, honestly.
That's an 8 for Ida, so.
Yeah. Yeah, suddenly Alibi's not looking quite so smug anymore, and his 3 replicated selves all wince in a sort of, it's like, oh, sorry about that. On the other hand, they look quite relieved that they weren't hit because funny. Yeah, they don't exist, but they still have feelings. That's going to be a philosophical quandary to deal with later. Okay, yeah, that's going to be Elle's turn, apart from the fact that she's going to get up into the air again, because she can move, so she is now flying about, and that's going to make her much more difficult to hit, and also she's just, like, screaming mad. Oh my god, she's so pissed. Also, because you kicked her ass so sufficiently, I will say that she looks as though she may bail, like she may decide to escape. So, like, you have that information to use as you will. Okay, Griffin, it is your turn. What are you going to do?
So I'm pretty sure there were 3. So do whichever one isn't the staff or the one you tried to do on me. I don't remember which one that is.
Processing.
Is Ida allowed to, like, yell out, like, what it is?
Yeah, absolutely. Please do.
Okay, yeah. Have him do the Udon restraint!
Okay, yeah, do the Udon restraint. That's cool. Thanks,
Concordative.
Ida.
You're welcome!
Will be difficult during aerial technique, but it is fun. And you go into a sort of corkscrew spiral. Yeah, he's going to fly straight at her, and because you're both in the air, that's going to be okay to do. I feel like I can't be bothered making more complicated things happen. So here's the thing. I would like you to decide what you want to roll, because this is basically going to be a mid-air grapple. Fun! So we can either roll to grab her with strength, or no, yeah, it really should just be strength, huh? It's the person who's opposing who gets to choose like how to wriggle out of it. Okay, I would like you then to roll a d20 plus 4 to try and grapple her, and Spinny L is going to roll acrobatics. That is to say, it's a dex save to get out of it. Oh, that's very good. I don't think... I'd be amazed if she'd be able to get out of this, but she does have a +5 in acrobatics.
Come on.
An 8! No.
Ah,
No cigar. Okay, she's having
good luck again.
the worst luck in terms of being restrained. And this time, I think the Bronze Bushido has... what's it called when you learn when you're a robot? Assimilated? Yeah, the data that she can do this smear frame thing. And basically, actually, Griffin, do you want to make a little con save real fast? Because you're going to be, like, spinning very quickly. This is just to see if you get nauseous.
Absolutely.
Also, I think adapted is the word you're looking for.
Adapted.
Yeah, Griffin is incredibly nauseous.
Oh dear. You're looking a bit more green than blue, buddy, and but it succeeds. And oh, hang on, I'd have to make you take... Sorry, that's another 1 damage from being cut up slightly by the gears inside. And yeah, that's a successful grapple. However, you're both in midair, and you know the robot's feet are still like blasting, so you are in midair. But it's very sort of like this robot was not calibrated to have this much weight. This is a bit tricky, and your 6 means that your concentration spell has broken. I'm very sorry to tell you that. I am trying to see...
Yeah, it's the heroism gone.
I don't know how to play this, because I feel like there's a strong risk of all 3 of you, like, basically crashing. And I don't know what I'm supposed to roll. Do you have an input?
You like Dex to like land properly, or?
I feel like this is Griffin's role as the pilot. How would you like to respond to this slightly Mayday situation?
Okay. What skill could I pretend to make sense for this?
No, it's always the annoying thing that there's no mechanics roll in D&D. It's just like, why? I need it. It comes up way more often than you'd expect.
Does athletics make sense? Just sort of wrestling with the controls?
Yeah, I like that, actually. I like that flavour, because, yeah, you know, bards don't often have to do athletics anyway. Not famous for it.
Yeah, Griffin.
Oh! Tell me what happens. Tell me,
really well this
with
session.
your 23, how do you save the day, Griffin left?
Okay. We're both plummeting with the ground, and Griffin is just, pulling on the controls. He doesn't entirely know what they do, but I think he manages to sort of angle the Bushido's descent so that he lands on the judge's bench, and it somehow breaks the fall, but it also does break the judge's bench. Just because I can't let Griffin get away scot-free from this.
I love that. And in fact, it lands with what could conceivably be interpreted as a colossal bang of a gavel. And yes, the desk is split, but with the impact and the restraining form of the Bronze Bushido, Spinny Hell is not looking like she's gonna win this. She is very much banged around. She is tired and very hateful. She is still trying to resist, but you have a wonderful advantageous situation here. Wow. Very good. Would you like to use a bonus move or anything?
I'll healing word Alibi. I think he was hurt, right?
Yeah, he did take a bit of a smack there, but I mean, the boy deserved it, really. He was getting away with quite a lot. Not murder, not this time.
Well,
Oh, well, that's fine, that's good.
I'm not a good heal, but that's fine.
He takes that and is slightly less unhappy about his situation. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I never rolled his concentration to see if the spell got broken because he got smacked real good. Okay, no, his concentration is fine. It is Ida's turn.
Alright, let me see, what should I do? Because I could keep damaging her, or I could, boost the others. I could do another hold person and just, double down on the restraints.
Yeah, there's all sorts of options you have here. I will also remind you, you can roll anything. You could do intimidation. You could do persuasion. There's other options outside of the battle mechanics, but it's entirely up to you. Because this game was always meant to be the hit the villain over the head game, so you could hit them. You can keep doing that. You're really good at doing it.
Alright, what the heck? I'm gonna make this fun. Okay, so Ida's gonna, how far away is the judge's bench? Could Ida be able to, get there with her movement?
I will say it is about 15 feet. I feel like that's, because it's not going to be miles away from the defendant's bench.
Yeah, she can definitely walk over.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ida is going to, she's gonna, walk over to there, and she's not looking great. She's kind of, covered with, frost and stuff. She's taking quite a bit of damage, but, she is gonna use, thaumaturgy. And, you do one of the effects. So I'm gonna have her make her, eyes glow.
Ooh.
It's, these, cool, glowy eyes.
Scary.
Yeah. Alright, yeah, she's gonna, walk up and, kind of, stand over, Spinny. Be that's enough. You've lost, so just stand down already.
Very good. What would you like that roll to be?
I know my persuasion's higher, but it is more intimidation.
It does sound intimidating.
Would having the fact that we've been beating her up and the thaumaturgy eyes, would that be enough to argue advantage or?
She's so butt mad is the problem. Also, she's literally a demon. So, looking at her in the state she is in, she's intimidating too, and she's not even saying anything. I'm afraid I'm going to be stingy and say it's a straight roll.
Okay, I do still have my my inspiration point if I want to be cheeky.
Yeah, you do. You have
roll
that.
this first.
Also, this may be a good time to use it, because it sounds like this fight is going to wrap up quite quickly. Oh.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to use my inspiration on that.
Okay, yeah, you net 20 that.
Yeah, so you have this cleric with her, has been blasting her with holy fire over and over, standing over her with these glowing eyes. She's just that's enough. Stand down, or we'll beat you back into your rock, or something like that.
Okay, this is great actually. So yeah, you see her eyes widen, and it's not with hatred for once, it is with fear. And this demon does recognize a holy presence when she sees it. And as she sort of flinches, you see a sort of weird thing happen. It's almost like an after image. So her shoulders go back, but there's almost a sort of cyan, see-through green form that is left behind ever so slightly for a moment, but then it goes back into the demon in front of you. I would like you to roll. It's either religion or arcana, that kind of thing. What do you prefer out of those two?
Let me see. Yeah. Actually, her arcana and her religion are the same, so I'll just do either or.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, kind of both. 15. I'll give it to you for 15, especially considering what your speciality is. You realise that there is a soul inside this demon that is not hers. There is a soul.
She kind of maybe takes a step back, surprised by this, Wait a minute. There's something else in there. There's like another soul in there.
Is that why Shibito couldn't be resurrected? Do you think?
But that must be it. She has his soul.
Yep.
Okay. How do we get it out? How do we get his soul out of her? This
can't.
is your territory.
He's mine. I ate him. He's mine. Listen, I was his for so
You have
many
to let it
years.
go.
They used me, those three. Like, they turned blue because they used me so much. Serves them right, too. But they were just manipulating me to do their dirty deeds. And then this one decides to be all holier than thou and goes off and joins this order and makes this blooming robot that's powered by a stone that's... It's like the ironic injustice you can't deny. I deserve this. He deserves this.
Well, I mean, cool motive, but still murder. And just because...
Yes, good.
Thank you. I wanted to get one of those in there.
I love you.
Just because he treated you like that doesn't mean that you can, like, go around murdering people and holding on to his soul. I mean, if you do that, he'll never be able to pass on to the afterlife.
Yeah, that's the point.
And she looks like at Griffin, like expecting you to understand, like she's doing the head shake of what is this lady like? That was the reason why I did it. Duh.
She does not get any sort of sympathy or recognition from Griffin on that.
Absolutely not.
It's unfortunate that she didn't like try to get a look at Alibi because he seems to be tapping his chin and sort of, oh yeah, I get it. And like the other alibis are also sort of like, yeah, I guess, yeah. Makes sense. Okay, I have completely forgotten whose turn it is in initiative. I think it was Ida's because you did that
It was
incredible.
Ida's, but she's like pretty much used up her turn, so
Yeah,
it would be back to Alibi, I believe.
I will say that you are, having moved 15 feet, you are outside of the dome of protection that Alibi had cast. Are you sure you want to stay there?
I'm thinking, because, like, it is dangerous to stay here, and there's 15 feet, so she could run back, but also, like, I feel like she wouldn't want to, like, run away from where Griff is right now that she's, like, right up here.
Okay.
I'm kind of debating, like, what would make sense for the character.
I always go
I
with
feel like,
character
I feel like for
work.
the character, it would make more sense for her to stay in place. Like, it's not the smart thing to do, but, like, she doesn't want to, like, run away now that, like, both of them are there, so.
It's the Ida thing to do, and I respect that. Okay.
Griffin appreciates
Yeah.
that.
It's all those hamburgers. It makes you really brave. Okay. So that brings us around to Alibi, who is likewise like not you know, super into the whole fighting unnecessarily, and it looks like they might be able to just like, they might be able to somehow argue this demon down. On the other hand, like, hurt bad last time, was not good, and also basically this is what she almost did to him. She extricated his soul the first time that she completely KO'd Alibi in that game. If Charlie hadn't healed her, like, him immediately, it could have been quite interesting and not good. So he's not really, like, yeah, he's got a gradient of a sympathy on the bench. Like, all of these alibis are like, from a scale of 1 to 4, how sympathetic do we feel? And one of them is very not, and one of them is kind of like, yeah, I mean, like, if I was in the same situation, I would, so... Love being morally grey. I think he's actually just gonna stay where he's at, maintaining his little safety bubble, and see what plays out. Also, to be fair, tactically speaking, if he just, like, started talking now, it would annoy Spinny L, and he doesn't want to do that.
Makes sense.
Speaking of Spinny L, she is not very happy at all. She's very unhappy and is going to try to break out of this immediate grasp. I hate to say this, but because you're in immediate contact with her, Bronze Bushido, she can do an attack, which is not a nice one, and does not require any movement. So I'm very sorry about this. It's a spell to hit still. It's a melee spell. So let's see what happens. Oh dear. Yeah, that definitely hit.
That will.
That
Yeah, that'll hit.
That'll do it.
That'll probably hit. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You feel creeping ice.
Let me check my AC. Yeah, it's 11. My AC is 11. That hits.
Well, your AC is 11. I will say that the Bronze Bushido's is considerably higher. It's an AC of 17, but even that is not going to be sufficient because that was a 23. And both you and the Bushido feel this ice, this, very thick, very sudden ice, and it's partly forming because there's so much moisture in the air with all of this fog. And your arms are seized up, which basically means you can't use your arms for an attack next time. You'll have to make a strength save to break that ice before you can use your hands again. But you are also going to take, what is that? It's a D8 plus 4 ice damage. At 12, and I'm afraid because you're just inside a metal chassis, you are going to take that attack as well as the Bronze Bushido. So, sorry about that. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so the Bronze Bushido says, "Owie!"
Okay, ow.
Okay.
Now, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. I can keep doing that to them. Or we can just call this quits and I'll pick this up another day.
Counter offer. Dita doesn't keep blasting you with holy fire. You release the soul, and we figure out a way to arrest you instead of blasting you back into that rock and locking you away where no one will bleed on you for centuries.
I don't know, we've had 2 in so many years, so I fancy my odds. How about we make that deal only without the arresting me part?
I will say that Griffin, it's your turn, so you can do things to persuade her, or just try to break free and continue the fight.
Yeah.
You're willing to release Shibito?
I'll consider it.
I want you to say something, but it's not my turn, so I don't want to step over that. So
I feel like you could say something. I mean, this is kind of the defense. The counsel for the defense is making a decision on behalf of their client.
on. Yeah, if you can talk, and she's gonna say, she's gonna kind of she's gonna kind of drop the glowy eyes for a moment and look at Spinny, kind of sympathetically, pitifully, kind of you really want to keep doing this? Just pursuing revenge your whole life? I mean, you've existed for centuries, and you just want to keep doing this? That's not a way to live. I mean, we've seen. There was this lady who, even after she was dead, she still wanted to take revenge. My whole family and Griff, and spend her whole afterlife just pursuing that, and in the end she failed, and you really want to keep doing that too?
This is her response, is this meme. This the whole diagrams of maths in front of her eyes, she's just don't do revenge for bad done to me? I'm demon. What? Eat souls? Good. Taste nice. This is not really processing very well. Griffin, do you want to have another crack at this? Feathers weigh the same as steel? Question mark.
Okay, yeah. Listen, you you're not going to be just like thrown in the ocean or things. We're going to like lock you in. If we beat you and if you don't give up, we're going to lock you in like a small metal box somewhere and never open it ever. And we're going to lock that. We're just going to lock that away somewhere. Or if you release Ibito and let us arrest you, your sentence will be presumably considerably shorter than that, especially if High Priestess Oni is still able to resurrect him. We might be able to make it attempted murder, which would be a lesser charge and would require you to spend less time arrested. And just this doesn't have to end with violence. Ida's right.
That was very good. I would like you to roll persuasion, and not an advantage, but I will say the DC is much lower than it would have been, because that was very good, my man. Well done, sir, Mr.
Nicely
Griffin.
done.
Oh,
Well,
it's a 13.
Yeah.
She's very on the fence. That's very close to what it would have been. Ah, that's such a shame. Anyway, she is caught between a rock and a hard place. This is, you've almost tempted her. It's just, there were one or two things that didn't quite persuade her, and I think because, it's very difficult. Like, we're very much in a Mexican standoff situation here.
We'll say it's Ida's turn after Griff, if you want her to, like, say something and roll persuasion again.
I feel so, because, the Bronze Bushido isn't going to step in. He's your friend. He's your friendly neighborhood Bronze Bushido superhero man. But right now he's also being your very fashionable suit.
damn it.
It was so close. I will say, she's on the ropes. You got her on the persuasion ropes in this verbal boxing match. It's very good. Also, when it gets to half past, we will be taking a break, whatever happens.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say we've been at this for like an hour and a half.
I'm sorry.
Alright.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. This is awesome.
Okay.
Right, so Ida's gonna say, well, look at it this way. I mean, it sounded like you hated being stuck as an object and just being passed around like you weren't even a person, because you literally weren't in that stage. You cooperate with us and just let us arrest you instead of just, beating you up until you turn into a stone again, and you won't be stuck as an object. Wouldn't you prefer that?
Oh yeah, that sort of does a ping with the light bulb. She actually understands what you said. The whole not getting revenge still doesn't understand that. Still, what? Huh? However, that was very good. So now the DC for her persuasion is 10. If you roll above a 10, you have wrapped this up.
All right, fingers crossed, guys. Come
Drum roll.
on. Lalu.
Oh!
Exactly a 10.
It meets it. It
It's
makes
exactly
it.
a 10.
I mean, honestly, she was not an easy person to persuade. And yeah, you see her, this almost pained expression as she finally relinquishes not just her stubbornness, but also the soul of Shib Ito. And this is also, not just why the High Priestess couldn't resurrect her friend, but this is also why you, Ida, couldn't summon the spirit for a channeling, because it was chilling out inside this thing's stomach. And this ephemeral green torso with a sort of wiggly genie-like bottom to it is extracted. And you see, he doesn't say anything. He turns around and looks at the Bronze Bushido, which is a bit awkward, because, my man Griff, you're you're kind of in the way, so you sort of probably lean your head out of the way so he can have a sort of final farewell to his creation. And the monk Shib Ito bows, and so does the Bronze Bushido. And Shib Ito leaves to whichever plane his soul is
destined to go towards. And I think that's kind of a nice little point to take a break. You want to take a 5-minute break, everybody?
Sounds good to me.
Because you have finished that little fracas. Is that a word for fight that begins with an F, apart from fight?
Yes, that might be one.
I could have just said fight. I'm crying over here. Okay. I love
It's all
you.
good.
Right. I'm going to just stretch my legs a bit. See you guys in a while.
Hello.
Just checking in the gallery. How is everyone? Hi, everyone. Well, I thought this fight was going to be over very quickly for a while then, so I'm quite glad it lasted as long as it did. Oh.
Yeah, I will say I'm sorry. The stun lock lasted like for that long.
No,
but it was like
honest-
the one thing I could think of to like give us a fighting chance.
It's a very good spell. That's why it's a very good spell. Also, her wisdom sucks, so... Anyway, it's fine.
Works doubly well.
I trust the gods of the dice, and they did break the spell, and it was at the right, most dramatic moment, so this is good.
Exactly.
Very,
Yeah.
very good. Hooray.
Gotta trust in Lalu, right?
We do. We subscribe. Oh, hello, girl. Yay! Sam, that speech was very good. The persuasion, like both of
It
you,
was so good.
both of you are very good. I'm highly impressed. It's almost
Yeah.
like you've done this before. Okay. How are we, girls? Are we ready to go again?
I'm good to go.
Yep. So am I.
Okay, good. Well, that all wrapped up extremely easily, so not really. So you're all kind of like cold and a bit hurt, but you have actually somehow managed to reason with this infernal being, and she does hold true to her word, because that's one of the things. It's like the Fae, you know, like they are tricksy and have their own sort of moral conduct, which doesn't always make sense to the likes of us mortals. But when it comes to making promises and bargains, they absolutely do understand about that. So Spiniel releases the Bronze Bushido and indeed poor old Griffin from this icy hold, and submits to the terms that you have provided her with. So long as you keep to those, there shouldn't be any further problems.
Oh, absolutely. No, that should go without saying. We're gonna make sure whatever law enforcement takes care of her, like, we'll do that too. So.
Yes, in fact, when it sort of is appropriate, some rather cowardly but determined-looking policemen of the official variety stick their heads around the door and are, informed of the situation and take her into custody. And it all makes perfect sense, because, like, they were very confused about this whole proceedings, because, like, there aren't any policemen in this town, because they've never needed any. And when they were told, like, they didn't need to send any cops over because the situation was dealt with at the murder scene, they were like, huh? So, this character called Yura-san just kind of rolled up to the town one day, and being toons, they kind of just accepted it, because sometimes toons just appear fully formed, and then they just start being whatever they are. So the fact that they suddenly had a new police person who was determined to do the job didn't really seem that odd. That's just how it goes sometimes.
I've seen it work in the prosecutor's office.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, sadly, neither head nor hair can be found of the prosecutor, Jazz. There are some footprints leading away from the town, and they seem to be very spaced out, and mostly the front half of the shoe, so one can probably interpret from that what happened. So everybody hails you as very brave heroes. You do have to help fix up the courthouse, because you made a mess. like a real
Fair enough.
But you have saved the day, and Alibi, once Spiniel is safely off the scene, and he's dispelled his other selves, because, you know, it's nice talking to yourself for a while, but after a while it gets a bit, they're a lot. So he comes up to you and he says, well, okay, deal's a deal. Deal's a deal. So you managed to save me and not take off my hood, so I do believe that this was part of the bargain, and I think it should cover the payment. I don't know if you're aware of how much it costs, but this is all yours now. Enjoy. And gives you, or rather, like, re-gives you the Stone of Seeing. And this is worth a lot of money, but I would suggest that you don't sell it, because otherwise the other DMs will kill me.
Kind of one of a kind, yeah.
Yeah. So you have that.
I wanted to ask Sam, which one of us do you think should be the one to hold on to it?
Now
Like,
that's a conversation for you two.
yeah.
I think they should hold on to it. That makes more sense to me.
It makes sense, because then Griff has the Matagama, and she'll have the Stone of Seeing, so we each get our magic
Yeah.
rocks.
So, are we going to do
Alright.
something else now?
I mean, we still need to have, like, I don't know if the judge is still around, we need the official verdict, right?
Ah, yes. I was just waiting for it to be, less, you know, a man of my age gets to be a bit... and the judge sheepishly has reappeared with his gavel and looks around you at the remains of his desk with a sort of, you know, raised eyebrow. Is someone going to explain that?
Yeah, so the culprit destroyed your desk in the middle of the fight. Nothing we could have done. We tried to stop her, but we couldn't.
She just, like, went crashing into it, like, not our fault. We tried to stop her, but, you know.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, swivel objects.
I had been told that she
Can
was
I add that
a
if
sort
we
of
need to?
ice demon. I can see sort of scorch marks. How unusual.
You know, sure she's an ice demon, but hellfire's a thing too. You know, it's
Exactly.
guidance.
Yeah, an 18 will do it. This wide-eyed, childlike judge accepts your telling of the tale, especially because, he vacated the scene, and your client doesn't seem to be saying anything otherwise, and why would you lie? Everybody tells the truth in this town. He seems to have not quite grasped the whole crux of the matter, but he's got a good heart. So the judge raises his gavel and lands it on the defendant's desk, because it's in a sounder state than his, and you hear, "Not guilty." And somehow, from somewhere, even though there's, like, this courthouse is empty and it's been trashed, there is, like, a party popper sound effect, and there is confetti coming down from the ceiling. And hooray! You have got the not guilty verdict, and Alibi does look
Nice.
very grateful indeed, and quite tired. So this is, like, basically the after the game credits sequence. You also get 15 gold from the town, basically, as a sort of apology, because, like, they passed the hat, the incredible hat, if you would, to say thanks, because, like, yeah, a lot of them doubted you, because the defendant is always guilty if they get caught here. It's, like, that's how it went. But you've also, solved a real problem, and they felt kind of bad, and also you were generally very nice to them. So, and there's, you can tell that someone made a more generous donation than others, because some of them are actually casino chips that you can convert into part of your payment. They have hearts on the back of them.
The chip has a phone number on it.
Yeah, there's definitely a phone number in the bag. So this is your opportunity. If you want to go back and talk to one of the characters that you met, you can do that, or we can just wrap this up. I really don't mind.
know if Sam wants to talk to anyone. Ida would definitely want to like talk to Ushioni again because like I mean she did come to the town to like do more spirit training, so she'd probably like check in with her again.
Well, let's go with Ushioni. Also, I'm really sorry because in one of the games I kept calling her Umiboshi, which is like pickled plums. I think I was just really hungry and I was like, I love those. Okay, so Umioshi is very happy to see you and is basically contrite because she testified on the stand, and while it wasn't intentional, her testimony was flawed, and she made a supposition. And she bows very deeply to all three of you, including Alibi, and says, "My deepest apologies. I cannot emphasize enough how miserable I must be to you. Oh, I'm so ashamed."
It's all right. I mean, usually, like, if the witness isn't actively lying on the stand, they get something wrong. So it's kind of par for the course.
You are most
Yeah,
gracious.
you were the truth, which is better than most witnesses we've had to deal with. So yeah, that's
She looks a bit puzzled at that, if not a little offended at the idea. She's so very much about the truth. Anyway, she nods and says, "Well, I shall take this as material for contemplation and meditation. Clearly, my studies have far to go." Anyway, yeah, you all get very big handshakes. Again, can't emphasize enough, like, she's very tall, and she has big hands, and Alibi actually sort of leaves the floor at one point when she's shaking his hand. But she's extremely grateful to you all, and if you ever are in town, you can absolutely stay for free at the temple. Not great lodgings, like if you've ever slept in a temple before. Looking at you, Mr. Left. But maybe that's a future game that you haven't been to yet. So yeah, especially in the winter, it gets a bit cold. Bring an extra blanket if you're going in the winter.
Do you think Ida carries one in her inventory?
Yes, good. Who knows? You might get a free prayer hood.
good.
Or demon warding hood, I should
Griffin
say.
doesn't have anything useful for it.
Okay, so I think that ties it up for Unioshi. I almost said the other thing again. Unless there was something specific you wanted to ask her. You can do that.
Real quick, Ida would have told her that she did see that Shibito's soul got to pass on and like explain like what happened with that, just to like kind of put her at ease.
That's really kind of it. Yeah, she is very grateful to know about this. In fact, I suspect that Mr. Hat now has a new owner, because while like I know you guys, especially you, Ida, love the Bronze Bushido. It's all come out now that the Bronze Bushido, part of his ability to get criminals to confess the truth was the fact that Shibito, whenever it was his turn to guard the Eye of Truth, he would take the Eye of Truth and put it into the Bronze Bushido and send him off to go and do good. And that was what one of his abilities was related to. And that's why it fits so perfectly in his belt. We didn't actually get to explain it in the fight, but the thing that Spiniel didn't anticipate was that when she went to pick up the Eye of Truth with her hand, with her demonic hand, it shattered, because demon plus holy relic equals kaboom, and she did not anticipate it shattering, and yeah, it hurt quite badly actually. So she took some extra radiant damage from that, and that's why she kind of goofed. There was some of her blood left at the scene, and she missed those tiny, tiny shards, because she was hoping to get in and out of them much quicker than she did.
Right.
But yeah, so it's all come out, and because of the whole relationship to the temple, there's now quite a lot of press interest, and it might be sensible for the Bronze Bushido to stay, unless you want to take him with you.
No, it makes it. This is kind of like his home. Plus, he has his little store, so
Yeah. And anyway, he can fly, so you might see him around another time.
exactly, yeah. Right on.
Okay. Is that okay for the High Priestess? I mean, Griff, is there anyone you would like to talk to?
I don't know. Let's see. So We could check in on the innkeeper. We could check in on
What about
Roy.
Bumpy
We
Matter
could...
Princess? Do we want to see her again?
I do. Griff doesn't, but I do.
Ida definitely does, so...
In fact, who's that floating up the stairs to the temple when you hear, "Hi guys, how's it going?"
EMP, there you are!
Yeah, it's me. I'm not really a detective anymore. So, and she's like, yeah, she hasn't got her hat on, and she's got the trench coat, but it's open, and you can see her usual sort of just blobby, glorious self through it. And if she could scuff a foot, she would be doing that, but she can't. She's looking a bit sheepish, though.
Sorry to hear that didn't work out for you, but hey, maybe you can I don't know, find a career that works better for you. And you just kind of like slightly bluffing because she's like not wanting to admit that. Yeah, no, you were kind of a terrible detective.
Griff, have you got any words of consolation?
That sucks. Sorry that happens. 18 points.
Very good bluff. Yeah, I mean, she's hearing what she wants to hear. She says, "Oh, you guys are so sweet. Actually, I was thinking, do you guys need, like, another lawyer?"
Have you passed the bar?
I can limbo. Yeah, I can pass a bar.
No, it's a test that you have to take to be a lawyer.
Lawyers have
like
to
go
be
to
good
school
at
for
limbo.
it, and,
I didn't know you had to be able to limbo to be a lawyer. Is that why they call you, like, underhanded? Because you have to bend over backwards to get your verdict? And she's high-fiving you, Ida, if you want to or not.
and she'll take a high five just because they're friends.
You're done. Okay, so you have a
You
threat
have to
of a
study
new
really
law.
hard. It takes years, and you can't like do anything else, and it consumes your life. And Griffin's just various. This badge doesn't come for free.
Why are you doing it? It sounds like it
You
sucks.
can't just make them out of cardboard.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make one out of cardboard.
well,
I can do that. I mean, that's basically what I did for the detective one, and they found out and I got into a ton of trouble. It was worth it though, it was fun.
Iona was very inspiring, and
Well, maybe,
Well,
okay, maybe I won't be a,
next up.
maybe I won't be a lawyer. Maybe I'll try being a
Whatever you end up doing
prosecutor.
next up.
no, I do. Yeah, that's easier.
Yeah, definitely.
Do whatever.
The next game, she's the prosecutor. This could happen, you never know.
We could will that into existence.
We could. Anyway, sorry, you were saying
whatever you
something.
end up doing next, if you're ever if you're ever in San Anchio, then hit us up. The,
Totally, I will.
the Lefking Toa law offices.
That's cool. I will definitely look up your services, and even if being a lawyer kind of sucks, maybe we can go see a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. The
Right.
bumpy matter princess is placated, and the threat of another addition to your law office seems to have been abated? Question mark for now. We're not sure about that one. She'll turn up again.
I mean,
Her voice is too much fun not to.
Griffin's very okay with inflicting her on the prosecutor's office.
Sorry, Mr. Sides Price.
Oh my god, can
Sorry,
you imagine?
but not really.
I would love to see them interacting. Oh. Okay, how about we do one more? We can do one more, and then, yeah, tie things up with your client and say goodnight, everybody.
Because we kind of covered Mr. Hat already. So there's the innkeeper, and then there's what's her name at the casino?
Roy.
Roy,
Oh,
Royal
yeah.
Flush. Who do you want to go with? I mean, you could do both. I could try to do both at the
yes.
same time.
Let's Subarashi and Royale Flush, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
Okay.
ones.
Let's go back to the tavern, because you've got to get your stuff back from your rooms anyway. And oh, wouldn't you know it, both
Nothing.
Subarashi is at the bar and your favorite casino hostess, who is delighted and immediately clacks up to you in those very devilishly fashionable high heels, like,
Oh my god, what a finale, right? You guys were fantastic. I watched the whole thing through the window.
Thanks. Just glad we could get Alibi the verdict he deserved.
Oh, I don't know about him. He didn't really do much. Well, no, I wouldn't say that. He had quite a hard time,
but
it
he did-
sounds like.
I mean, he didn't do murder, which is the important thing he didn't do.
Well, I was wrong about that. I do offer you my apologies. I did misjudge the rascal. On the other hand, I still have my reservations. I stand by that. Mind you, of course I would have
Fair,
reservations. I run a tavern, so...
sorry, that was so bad.
Ida kind of puffs up a little proudly, sort of like, yeah, see, I told you we'd prove he wasn't guilty.
Right you were, Missy. Well, next time you stop by in town, I'll give you a discount. Probably only on the first night now. I've got to keep my coffers full, and after the whole shenanigans with those two also having rooms, it's a sort of publicity that you don't really need in a place like this fine establishment.
Oh, you are exaggerating. I know what you're up to. I'm not up to anything. You are going to make that into the new hook for this place, aren't you? If you're not, that's crazy. You should definitely, theme this place on that whole thing. What, you really think so? Oh, I do. I really do.
And they are quite excited, because this is the most exciting thing that's happened in this town for 3 decades. It's crazy. So you guys have caused quite a stir in town.
Man, if it's good for business, then...
Yeah, Roy is
I
good
mean,
at
Griff's
business.
just flashing back to when Gatewater, whatever his job was, tried this exact same thing.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, yes. I'm so glad everybody's getting these references. Yeah. Oh, man. Okay, anything else you would like to say to these wonderful women?
I think I'm good.
Yep, Griffin would like to end the conversation.
Oh no, you can't get away that easily, Griff. You have a sort of a delicate gloved hand on your shoulder. He's like,
Now, that's no way to say goodbye to a dear old friend, is it?
Nope. He offers a handshake and says, well, it's good to meet you.
oh, I think she takes that. I was tempted to give you a smooch, but on the other hand, with the deck of cards for her head, it's very difficult to do that anyway. So yeah, she does a very deep curtsy, and there is some sort of gleeful giggling when you leave, and you also realise that as you shook hands that she's given you her business card, so you have that. She snuck it into your palm.
I will add that to my inventory for some reason.
Awkwardly added to the court record. Bing. Okay, and outside, on a very oddly coloured horse, it kind of looks like someone's thrown a milkshake over this horse. It's a skewbald, but it's sort of pale pink and white. It looks very like the mint green one that was in the stables, but it's surely a completely different horse. In fact, one could say that it's a horse of a different colour.
Hey.
Anyway, you recognise who's riding this miscellaneous horse, because it is your new friend, Alibi, who dismounts. It's quite a long way down, so there's maybe a little bit of a flight spell by accident to make sure he doesn't completely beef it. Doesn't have feather fall, so he's just going to be extravagant with the fly. Yeah, he looks kind of awkward and says,
well, I know I didn't really explain everything about me, but I actually really appreciate that you didn't ask me to. That's, you guys are alright.
I mean, that's your business if you don't want people to know who you are. It sounds like it's kind of important to you, so.
Yeah, we're glad we could help.
And thanks again for the stone. This is really cool.
Yeah, you better use that well. I mean, that thing was worth quite a lot of money. On the other hand, I don't like carrying around too much gold. Not really of the heavyweight sort. You know how much gold weighs. It's crazy. Anyway, ruined the pockets of my last coat.
Yeah.
But you guys enjoy. I feel like, yeah, I think you'll make much better use of it than I could myself, so I think this all worked out. Are you absolutely sure that this whole thing with Spinny is, like, gonna work? Like, she's not gonna come after me, right? Again.
I mean, I guess that depends if she somehow managed to break out, but, like, hopefully she's in a pretty secure place.
Yeah.
It's up to her, I guess.
Yeah. Maybe we could talk to High Priestess Oni, see if she can work out some. I mean, Ida, you too. I don't know how you would keep a demon imprisoned, but maybe there's like magic for that.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there is. There's more like high security places.
Yeah, I've heard there's like
I
a
think
place.
I read in the paper once there was like some lady who was a lich that they locked up, so I guess they must have some kind of stuff in place for that.
Yeah, I read about that too. Crazy, right? She was like that movie actress. Bonkers. Anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna like, if let's just put it this way: if you guys don't see me around again, it's not that I'm not about. It just might not look like usual, if you follow my meaning. Anyway, I feel like maybe our paths will cross again, and maybe I'll be able to return the favor to you. I will never explain fully. That's just how it is. Okay, I've gotta go somewhere else very quickly so that nobody knows I was here. Okay, goodbye! It was fun. And he gets back on the horse. Is there anything you want to say before he rapidly disappears?
I will say they'll probably tell him like where the office is, like if he ever needs their services again, like or if you just want to hang out in San Anquio.
Oh, yeah, he hesitates on that. Is like, really? Like, I could just, like, come by for no reason?
Why not?
Sure.
Shucks.
I mean, you're the second person we've told where we live, and you're the one I'd much rather see.
Definitely.
Interesting statement. May have to quiz you on that next time then. Okay. Cool. Anyway, I'll see you around, and yes, don't wait up, and yes, this actually all worked out rather well. I feel like maybe this was the best possible thing that could have happened. I wasn't at all sure how it was going to work out, but as it turns out, I think my luck was on the money.
Thanks for actually paying. Some of our clients don't.
Yeah.
That's a problem you ought to address, but I'm not going to help you with it. Okay, toodles, I'm off. Bye.
Bye.
I can't really ask Jerry. He's my friend. It's weird. Anyway.
Unfortunately, the horse has already left the stable, and yeah, you see this silhouette disappear, and as soon as it's over the horizon, it probably changes into a different silhouette, and who knows what it will look like the next time you guys meet, but he really appreciates what you did, and like he said, like, he had no idea why everything seemed to be going wrong, but as it turns out, this may have been the best possible ending. You guys got, like, the best ending. This is really impressive.
Yeah.
End of game, roll credits. Like, you did fantastically. You got paid. You did it without busting his persona. And, yeah, nobody died, so that's always nice. So yeah, you have the Seeing
Ooh.
Stone, you have 15 gold, and you have free sleeping on tatami mats in a temple if you really, really want to. Enjoy! Oh, hooray! You did fantastic! I really am so proud of you for figuring out so much with very little provocation from me.
That was such a good game, Maud.
Oh,
That
I'm
was
glad
so. Yeah, that was incredible.
You're
That was-
fantastic. Like the whole mystery and like all the stuff you set up. Like it was so many details. It was such a good game.
I
I'm
was
so
a
glad
bit
we got to
worried
play it together.
I was a bit worried I made it too complicated, and then I was like too worried it was too easy. I was like, I now have like a whole new respect for how difficult it is making these games. Not that
Writing
I,
mysteries is hard, man.
but like, yeah, I love a mystery, and as a homage not just to the Ace Attorney games, but to you guys who have both been such fun to play with. If anyone listening to this hasn't listened to the Never Ending Train, both Sam and Kit play characters on that train. I won't tell you who, but they are wonderful and just bring joy to my everyday whenever I think about them. They are so good. Okay, I think that's it. That was a very nice, tidy 2-hour game. Hooray!
That's perfect, yeah.
Okay, any last farewells you want to say?
I guess I'll give the customary join bash.
Yeah.
And I'll give the end of Ace Attorney objection.
Yes! Oh, so
Yay.
good. If I could give you an inspiration at this point, I would. But, alas, it's the end of the game. Okay, goodbye everybody. I'm stopping the recording.